Hi, Maria Venturini here, and tax time is right around the corner. And for the first time, I'm actually excited because I think I have a system that I feel very confident using, and I'd like to share that with you and also the process on how I got there. But first, let me tell you, I am not a tax expert. You need to ask your tax accountant what information he or she needs from you. I went through a couple of tax accountants before I found one that understood what I was doing and was able to help me. So what I did, I started using several systems that I wasn't comfortable with, and one of them was a database, and I'm just not a database person, a spreadsheet person. I'm a paper and pencil girl. So after several attempts, I found one in the Go Green Facebook page. So I encourage you to go there and see what other people are sharing, and find one that works for you, that evolves with you, that you can tweak and maybe completely redo, which is what I did. I came up with this form right here, which looks nothing like the form that I started out with. And this information I'll share later, but for my reporting purposes, I use this section right here. And this is a expanded version of that section. I know, really, huh? I told you I'm paper and pencil girl. And the information I collect for tax purposes and reporting is the order total for any order that I submitted to Norwex, the money I collected for that order, and the difference between them, my 35% discount or commission, and I use those two words interchangeably in this video, and the difference showing what my actual earning is for reporting purposes. So what does that mean? Well, actually, here, for the order total and my commission, where do I get those numbers from? Remember I said that for every order I submitted? Well, I get an invoice from Norwex for every order, whether it's a trade show, a catalog party, an in-home party, regardless. When I submit the order, I get this printout. And for order total, I get the information right down here. It's the last row, it's the first column on the last row. And when I plug in this number, I make sure that it includes attending guests, non-attending guests, customer orders, web orders, all the orders that went into that party that I submitted to Norwex. So I plugged that number in, and for simplicity's sake, I'm going to say that it was $100. The next number I plug in from here is my 35% commission that Norwex says. And again, I can collect it right here, or it says right here, 35% discount earned. And that's the important word. Norwex says that's how much I should have earned. And I plug it in. So that number, and for $100, Norwex says that I earned 35% discount commission. And so the next number I collect is this one right here, money I collected, and I need a little bit more legwork for that. So I gather all my invoices for attending guests, non-attending guests, web orders, customer orders, every order that I included in that that party that I submitted. And here's one example. Here I got the products that the customer purchased, and then I gave her a free product. I included shipping, I included taxes, and this number right here is the number that I collect. And I start adding all of the totals here for each of my customers. Here's another invoice, and this one here was not a person associated with this party, but it was an outside order that I collected, and I just wanted to include it in that party. And here's her order, free product, but notice that I did not include shipping for that customer. But I still, I tally up the amount that I collected from that customer. So once I have tallied up all of the amount, the money that I collected for all of the customers, I plug it in here. So notice that my party total was $100, but I collected only $90. Why the difference? Well, it could be a discount that I offered, or maybe I bought a product for myself, maybe some Spirit sponges because I needed some for my next party. So the difference between these two is $10. So even though Norwex says that my commission should be $35 based on the $100 right there, the difference of $10, my actual earnings for this party is $25. Well, let's look at it a different way now. for this party, and let's say that this one was a catalog party, my order total was $100. I collected, instead of 90, I collected $135. Maybe I gathered more orders than I actually submitted to Norwex. And this is where being very honest comes into play, and it keeps me accountable, and it gives me peace of mind that I am reporting accurately my earnings. Because in this one, even though I submitted $100, I actually collected $135. So my difference here is a plus $30. So Norwex says that my commission here should be $100, but in actuality, 35 and 30, my actual earnings for this party is $65. So when my accountant says, Maria, whether I show plus or minus, do you have evidence for all of this, and are you keeping records? Yes, I am. And this system that I just created is really giving me peace of mind that I am, to the best of my ability, able to report accurately my earnings. So what do I do with that information? There's another step that I use. So to show where I am a plus or minus is where I use this section right here. I add every single customer or every single sale that I made for this particular order that I submitted to Norwex. And this is where I show that maybe I paid the shipping for that customer, or I gave a discount to the customer, or maybe I made an error in my adding of some kind. So when my tax accountant says, Maria, you're showing a loss, do you have proof of that? I can say yes, it's in this envelope. So I actually take that piece of paper and I glue it onto the face of this envelope, and at a glance I know every customer and everything that is associated with this particular party. And I literally put all of the invoices and order forms and pieces of paper and information that is associated with this particular party. So when if my tax accountant asks me for evidence, I have it here. And if I should ever get audited, which I hope I never do, I don't know anybody that's been audited, but if I do, I have a peace of mind that everything, to the best of my ability and confidently, I can say, well, here it is. And if they can show me a different way, well, more power to me, because I will have learned. So hopefully this helps you to figure out, to understand the system a little bit better. And that is not all I collected. Talk to your tax accountant, see what else your tax accountant wants from you, and if there's specific that they want to ask from you. Because not only do I keep track of this, I also keep track of other expenses, like mileage and postage, and whether I give cash incentives, business expenses, whether I've done some professional training, whether I have an assistant and have paid. So all of that is data, information you should be gathering, receipts you should be collecting, because as a business, we have a lot of tax write-offs. Take advantage of them. Talk to your tax accountant. See what they recommend that you do and how they would like you to do it. So I hope this information is helpful for you. And again, make it work for you. Make it simple. It shouldn't be too complicated. Again, it takes a little bit of legwork on our part. But hopefully tax time can be a happy time for you also, to the best of your ability. Take care.